Hi, Doug Lawfer here. Let's discuss some important facts regarding Microsoft Excel. Here I have a spreadsheet which is analyzing quarterly sales. We know that a year is divided into quarters. The first quarter is January, February, March. The second quarter is April, May, June. The third, July, August, September. And then, of course, October, November, December. This is true, of course, unless the fiscal year begins in another month. In this case, Profit Marietta, it has its second quarter sales here for April. Now let me save this project as second quarterly sales. Well, I'll just keep project 1A quarterly sales. The other thing I want to make sure that I do in the backstage view is that I change the properties of the document to have me as the author, and then I can put anything else in for title, subject, keywords, and so forth. Now, let me continue discussing here. If I go to the print view, Control F2 to go to print layout, notice that I can go to the page setup, and in page setup here, in margins, I can center the whole spreadsheet horizontally on the page, and now you can see that it's nicely centered. The other thing you want to remember, if you go to the View tab, just like in Microsoft Word, here we can change to the page layout view, and this, of course, is where we can add a header, and you can follow the instructions accordingly. And of course, this is also where you can add the footer. And oftentimes, people want to use the file name or the page number for the footer or header. All right. Now let me return to the normal view. And you can see this, the dotted line right here indicates a page break. Or the edge of the page. At this point, I'd like to discuss some other things that we can do with this. Let me copy my spreadsheet here, and I'm going to paste it right below here. And of course now it may soon take up 2 pages, but I want to change this title from Profit Marietta to My Income and Expenses. And instead of second quarter, I want to change this to Annual Income and Expenses. And I want to make it personal, Annual Income and Expenses. So I want to also change the page layout from the orientation of portrait. I'm going to make it landscape now, and here you can see by the dotted line that the page is getting wider. Also, I want to change my margins to custom margins. I want to make them a 1/2 inch on all sides. I'll make the right margin 1/2 inch as well. And then the bottom margin, generally you have a larger bottom margin, but for the purposes of constructing this, I want to make it a little bit bigger here, or smaller. I had too many decimal points there. Now I'm okay. Now, let me move this trend over here to the right. And I want to start this in January. Then, of course, we'll have February. And as you know, I can create my series here. Let me move my total over. Let me move the total over here too. I'll move this total over here next to trend. I'll widen the column and have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and let me continue these out. Let me continue to move this over so I have room for the rest of the year. So July, August, September, October, November, December. There we go. Now I have my whole year. Now just keep these. Now I want to change my labels, and this exercise bike and so forth. I want to make this particular part of my spreadsheet are going to be income. So I can have salary or wages, overtime or bonus. Then I can have other income. All right, then I can have my total. Then down below here, let me move the chart out of the way. We'll fix the chart later. Then I'll have my total income, but I need to, I'll make less taxes too here. Okay, and now I want to make expenses, and I'll have rent and or mortgage, food, entertainment, and you get the idea. What I want to mention here is that you need to be able to, from your 2 weeks of studying Microsoft Excel with me, you need to be able to construct an income and expenses, personal annual income and expenses worksheet. All right, you can use real numbers or you can use fictitious numbers, but at any rate, this is something that you should know how to do. It's a practical application of Excel. All right. So down here, after I get some expenses, rent and mortgage, let's say that's $600 each month. Food, let's say that's $400. Entertainment, let's say I spend $50 entertainment. Maybe that includes cable as well. So I have to make that 100. Then I have to have communications. That would be internet and phone. So maybe that's $100 as well. So I'll take the entertainment back to 50. Okay. Also, I might have gifts, charitable gifts. Maybe I give $100 a month for charity. Salary and wages here. Let's say I make $2,000 a month. Overtime, say I make $500. And other income, let's say I get $100 a month in other income. So you can see how this is working out, and this shouldn't change over the course of the year, so I'm just going to run that out to the end for the year. And here you can see how quickly we can build this. Taxes. This isn't going to be my bottom line here, so I'm going to remove the double underscore there. All right, now here we are sometime later, and you can see that the spreadsheet is built. My income and expenses, personal monthly income and expenses. So here we have the gross income here. This is, of course, after taxes, minus taxes. Then we have the expenses right here, and then we have our net income. So this is something that you should be able to do using Excel after your 2 brief weeks of studying it. All right, now you might remember too, if you press Control left apostrophe on the keyboard, that'll show the underlying formulae. And of course, it is a toggle key. Control left apostrophe, that's right up there next to number 1 at the top of the keyboard. All right, Doug Laufer here. Have yourselves a great day.